Good evening, everyone. My name is Juan Taifeld. I'm CEO of Gvahim, and thank you for coming and being with us this evening. The main reason that we are just talking to you right now is because we want to share with you what our organization is doing to help our brothers and sisters that they want to come to Israel, and to see, of course, what you can do also to do about it. So let me just start with just a briefing about what's going on in the ground, and just to give you a few information that I think it's basic, but it's important. So first of all, there are about 40,000 Jews living in Ukraine right now, and another around 150,000 people that are eligible according to the law of return. So those almost 200,000 people, they can immigrate, they can make Aliyah immediately to the state of Israel right now. The main organizations that they are working on ground in Ukraine, it's Chabad and the Joint, that they're doing a very important humanitarian aid, bringing shelters and trying to help with food, with health issues in a very limited and in a war situation. So it's really, really tough. But you need to understand that one of the main problems, there are many people that are trying to escape Ukraine. Until now, they are talking about 1.7 million refugees. It's the largest number after the Second World War, number of refugees in the world and in Europe, of course. And it reminds us as the Jewish people some terrible, scenes and pictures that we've seen about 70 years ago. The main constraints for people that to leave Ukraine, and we are talking about Jewish people that they want to come to Israel, are many. First of all, as you may know, all male people between the ages between 18 to 60, they are banned to leave. They are banned and they cannot leave Ukraine because they are forced to stay in the country to fight against the Russian oppression, the Russian invasion. The secondly is that people, they cannot leave their city because they are afraid that if they leave, they will find, Russian troops on their way to their escape, mainly when they are going to Poland, Hungary, Slovakia, Romania, and Moldova. And they're very afraid. Also, the train stations that, if you have seen the news, are very, very crowded and they're a collapse. So it makes all this almost impossible to be and to leave the country. And I just want to share with you that in order to make Aliyah, to come to Israel, the eligible people that they want to come to Israel, they need to provide some information to show that they have some link to Judaism. And they are doing this by calling a free number. It's a call center called the Global Center. It's based in Jerusalem, and this Global Center is collapsing right now. It's being organized by the Jewish Agency that they're doing a very, very important job, the main job to bring all the Jews to come to Israel. So that's more or less the situation. Is very, very chaotic. We at Gvahim, we put some of our staff members that they speak or Ukrainian or Russian to help both in this call center, in this global center, and also in the border of the Ukrainian-Romanian side. So in this, now I would like just to invite one of our team members that she will be, I won't mention its name because it's better that it will be anonymous, but I think it's important. She won't be on her camera, so just please respect that side. you need to understand that there are people that are afraid of, they have families in Russia and they're afraid of what may happen. So I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I'm just trying to protect my people. So I don't know if you can share with us a little bit of the work that you are doing in this global center. Please go ahead if you can hear us.
Yes, thank you so much. And, you know, I can tell you that I'm so proud to present Gvahim, and thank you so much for this opportunity. From the very first day, I told Juan that I will be very happy to help with my Russian, and this is the best place I think I can be right now. And this global center of Aliyah now takes care of people who want to escape, who want evacuation from Ukraine. And there are thousands of calls daily. And by the way, I will mention this: if somebody wants to volunteer, if you know somebody who speaks Russian, the center really needs help, and now they go to work on 24/7. So maybe I will briefly tell you like how it looks and what calls we get. Basically, Juan, everything you told is true. And we hear these stories that people who know that they are somehow eligible to Aliyah, and they receive this number. So they call to this center, and all the employees get very clear instructions of how to take care of them, which numbers to give them. There is a really, really well-planned escape route, of course, which is always changing on a daily basis according to the situation. There are organizations, as Juan said, there is Joint and Beit Chabad, and now they also opened hotline for evacuation. And, you know, it is amazing because when we started on Thursday last week, it was really like few people who got to borders. But by Friday, we started to get calls that, wow, guys, we got to the borders. What do we do now? And afterwards, we give them the phones of people who meet them after the border. Like in the very beginning, there were people who were standing really on the border, waiting to receive people who want to make Aliyah. But also the situation is like this, that's due to some ethical things and rules, we can't really say like all the Jewish people go to the left side, you know, so that's why they meet them already after the border, and they provide really great service. I personally know a few people who, like some people who cross the border and their families are already on the way to Israel. So yes, there is an overload. And there is a lot of help that needed. Also, it takes a lot of, let's say, emotional intelligence because people are in stress. And we need to be this calm voice. You know, there's somebody who really provide the information during the stressful time. So if you know somebody who wants to volunteer, you also need to think of them, like to tell them if they are willing to take this, you know, if they are willing to work on the stressful conditions, because there are many ways the way we can help. You know, if they feel that this is the right place, of course, I will be happy to provide all the information. And thanks to all the Gvahim team support, I know that each of us does so much. So yeah, it's just an honor to be there. If you have some questions about it, Juan, if you want me to cover some topics, also tell me.
I think so. Thank you very much, and we feel very proud of you, and you are really a true hero. We'll move on because we have other people here that they want to. I want to present to you. So thank you, and I would like you to give a few minutes to one of I would say the busiest one of the busiest persons now in Israel. His name is Shay Felber. He's a very good friend of mine, and she's the head of the Aliyah department of the Jewish Agency. So thank you so much, Shay, to be with us. I know how busy you are. So if you can just share with us just a couple of minutes of your precious time to tell us about what the Jewish Agency is doing right now. Thank you, Shay.
Thank you very much, Juan, and thank you all. I think we're living in historical time. For those of us who are younger and remember the Aliyah of the early 90s, I think we are again in a situation where we might see huge Aliyah, and not only from the Ukraine. The implication of what's happening now with the war are beyond Ukraine. It will influence Russia, Belarus, Moldova, and the other communities. So when we started planning the Aliyah and to evacuate people in the beginning, we saw Ukraine ahead of us. But now I have to say, this is not the case anymore. This is larger than what you can even imagine. I have to tell you that in the last couple of, let's say, 10 days since the war started, we got more than 12,000 calls in our Global Aliyah Center, as Juan mentioned. 6,000 of them want to make Aliyah as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we cannot evacuate everyone because they're under fire. There are some attempts, like the girl before me spoke about, together with Chabad and other organizations. But up to now, we brought more than 1,000 Olim to Israel in 10 days' time, and it will continue. We have more than 4,000 beds and shlichim of the Jewish Agency in Romania, in Hungary, and in Poland, and in Moldova. This might be the biggest exodus of the Jewish people since the Second World War. And we see that, first of all, as Juan said, there's a responsibility to save our brothers and sisters. And I will say not only that, from the Israeli point of view, this is a huge opportunity, bringing top skills professions, bringing quality Aliyah, bringing people that have no profession and now will do something new. So I think that although it's a very sad situation, we should see that as an opportunity, and we all should get together to this challenge. This is not only the challenge of the Jewish Agency or Gvahim, although Juan asked that if we can be assisted by Gvahim, or the first one to volunteer. But this is something bigger than the Joint or Chabad. This is something, I would say, even bigger than the state of Israel. It will require a huge effort of the Jewish people, the government of Israel, and all the relevant NGO to support that effort. And thank you, Juan, for what I said before, volunteering. We will find a way to take the Gvahim community to the future. And we need a couple of more days to see how things will develop, but we are ready for the challenge, and we are embracing him even, I would say. Toda rabah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shay. And of course, as you mentioned, you are completely right. This is a huge effort that we need to just join forces and to see what we can do for our brothers and sisters. I just want to stress also to strengthen something that you mentioned, that it's very important, that it is a huge opportunity for the Israeli society and the Israeli economy. Most of the Olim, they're highly skilled Olim. This is the main issue that we are working together. And I think that this will be very good. You know, it's a terrible situation, but I think for the state of Israel, this will be in the short and the long term something as it was with the Aliyah from Russia in the early 90s. So I think it's a very, very good one, very good issue. I just want to remind you what's the main issue of this conversation.
Juan, toda rabah.
Thank you.
I'm going to the next Zoom 8:30. Bye.
Okay, toda. So I just want to tell you what's the main issue of this evening. So I just, first of all, want to tell you what Gvahim is doing in the immediate term, in the long term, to help our brothers and sisters, and also to do a call for actions for you, so you can also volunteer and you can support this area, because I think that's something so important that we can do. I just want to mention that in a few moments, one of the Gvahim team members that I mentioned before, she's on ground. She's in the Ukrainian-Romanian border. And right now she's helping 30 Olim that they will arrive tomorrow to Israel. So we will see if she will be able to join us. It will be very noisy, but I think it will be important. She doesn't speak any English, but we will do this in Hebrew, and maybe we will translate after that. So so Limor, if you can just see if she's joining us, and then meanwhile I will continue with this. Okay. So we'll see. So we until now we provide the background of what we are doing this in the immediate term. So Gvahim is helping, as I mentioned before, the global center. We are also helping, with the Gvahim team member on ground. And I want to say that we are joining forces with other organizations. I'm very, very proud to tell you that Natal, that is the Israeli Trauma and Resilience Center, is joining us, our effort to help Olim, especially in the emotional support. And Natal is an organization that provides treatment and support for victims of trauma due to terror and war in Israel. So this is a relatively different situation because the war is not in Israel, but they will be willing to provide and to work together with us. I think that we have also Natal representatives in this Zoom. So yesterday we had a very, very important meeting with them, and we will start in 2 or 3 days with a helpline providing crisis interventions for those who live in need. That they have a first emotional support, so we'll be helping them, and after that we're building together capabilities within 2 or 3 weeks to start with the group therapy sessions, and we will continue according to you need to understand that we are building this in no time, but I think that's also something very, very important. I will cut now because we have Yelena that she's working with us. We will switch to Hebrew. Yelena, אפשר בעברית, זה בסדר. אם את יכולה, so Yelena, if את יכולה להגיד לנו רק איפה את, איפה מוצאים אותך, מה את עושה עכשיו, אני יודע שיש לך מעט זמן, אז נעשה את זה.
כן, נעשה את זה קצר. אז ערב טוב לכולם, אני נמצאת במקום שהוא צמוד לגבול ברומניה, שהוא צמוד לגבול עם אוקראינה. המקום נקרא ויקובוד ג'וז, וזה בערך 20 דקות נסיעה מקו הגבול, כאשר כל היום אני נמצאת בקו עצמו, יש שם מקומות שהם צמודים לבורדר, לקו הגבול, איפה שממוקמים אוהלים, משהו כאלה, אוהלים מאולתרים וכל מיני מין קרוונים כאלה מאולתרים של כל מיני ארגונים וולונטריים וארגונים של המתנדבים, וביניהם האוהל הכי גדול ומפואר אפשר להגיד זה של הג'וינט ישראל, ושם בעצם אנחנו ממקומים כל הישראלים, גם קונסולים שמגיעים לשם, גם אני נציגת הסוכנות היהודית, וגם עובדים ונציגים ומתנדבים של הג'וינט שעושים שם באמת עבודת קודש. הם פוגשים כל אחד שעובר את הגבול, וגבול עוברים גם בקבוצות מאורגנות וגם בקבוצות מאולתרות, וגם אנשים בודדים שפשוט מגיעים בכוחות עצמם לחלק האוקראיני של הגבול, ממתינים שם שעות על גבי שעות בתור של כמה אלפי אנשים, והמזג האוויר כאן פשוט נוראי, זה היום מתחיל לרדת שלג וזה רוחות וזה מקום מאוד מאוד קריר, עומדים שם וגם כל האנשים, זקנים, גברים, נשים, עם הילדים, עם התינוקות, אנחנו מאתרים את הקבוצות היותר מאורגנות של היהודים, מקבלים אותם באוהל הזה מאולתר של ג'וינט, ובהתאם לכיוונים ומה שאנשים מתכוונים, נותנים להם טיפול. אלה שהם מחליטים לעלות לארץ, אנחנו מנסים להעביר אותם, מנסים לאלתר כל מיני מקומות של אכסניות, וכדי לאכסן אותם יום, יומיים, 3, ואז הם עוברים לבוקרשט, לתהליך של המזורז של הבדיקת הזכאות לעלייה, ועלייה למטוס. אני נמצאת כרגע עכשיו בכזאת אכסניה, שאתמול בערב הצלחתי לאתר אותה ל-60 איש, שהייתה קבוצה שהגיעה מאוקראינה, וכרגע פה באכסניה ארוחת ערב. היום ב-2 בלילה, את ה-60 האיש האלה יצאו באוטובוס שארגנה הסוכנות היהודית לכיוון בוקרשט, ועכשיו דיברתי עם הנציג שלנו בבוקרשט, הוא אמר לי שהוא, שאלתי, הם יגיעו לבוקרשט בנסיעה אל תוך הלילה, ב-10 בבוקר, לקראת 10 בבוקר אני מקווה, ואז שאלתי מה יהיה, הוא אומר שאני מצאתי להם מקומות במלון, הם יהיו איזה יומיים שבמהלכם הם יצטרכו להיפגש עם קונסול, יקבלו את הוויזות, אישורים על עלייה ויעלו למטוס. אז זה המצב. היום גם נחתה עוד קבוצה, לא נחתה אלא עברה עוד קבוצה נוספת של 30 איש מאזור צ'רנובצי, והיא עוברת למקום אחר, שגם הצלחנו לאתר תוך כדי התנועה. תאכסן שם איזה 3-4 ימים, תעבור לבוקרשט, לבדיקות, לפגישה עם קונסול ולטיסה לארץ. כל מיני כאלה דברים, זה תהליך מאוד מהיר ומאוד גמיש, כמה שאפשר לעשות את זה בנסיבות האלה. יכולה רק להראות לכם איך זה נראה. ראיתם, נכון? זהו. זה מאוד מזכיר לי את הסיפור העלייה שלי ב-1990, שעברנו דרך תחנת מעבר בבודפשט, לא בוקרשט, אבל זה היה אחרת. גם עכשיו דיברתי עם השליח שלנו, של הסוכנות שנמצא בבוקרשט, ובצד הזה של בוקרשט מארגן את כל הדברים. אמרתי שאז זה היה אחרת לגמרי, היה יותר מאורגן, אבל גם אנחנו דיברנו איתו ביחד, והגענו למסקנה שבהיסטוריה של מדינת ישראל, בכלל בכל ההיסטוריה של מדינת ישראל, כלומר ב-73 שנים, לא היו מצבים כאלה של הבריכה כה המונית, בריכה כה המונית, וכאילו בן רגע ממקומות האלה לארץ. בכלל, לא חושבת שבהיסטוריה של מדינת ישראל היו כאלה תקופות. אז אנחנו נמצאים באמת בנקודה היסטורית מאוד, מאוד מעניינת.
ילנה, תודה רבה. אנחנו ממש גאים בך, אנחנו מחזיקים אותך ומחזקים אותך מפה.
תודה.
את עושה עבודת קודש בשליחות במלוא מובן המילה, ותשמעי גם מאוד על עצמך, בבקשה.
אני מאוד אשתדל, תודה. להתראות לכולם.
ביי, תודה רבה ילנה. So I think we will continue, so you can see that we are trying to do, our best to help and to join the forces with all the people. So let me just tell you a little bit what we are at Gvahim. doing in the long term also. So our forte and our main strength is to provide those Olim with all the tools to find a job, right? So we have a proven record of securing jobs to Olim worldwide with a 90% success rate on placement. More than 1,000 Israeli companies working with us. Many of them, they are joining right now also to our campaign. And we have more than 5,000 alumni. I don't know any other organization in Israel with this track record and numbers. And therefore, we are the leading organization working with the Olim. We understand their needs, and we're putting them on the work very soon and very efficiently. I believe, as I mentioned before, and Shay also mentioned, that it's a huge opportunity to strengthen the Israeli economy. And we are building right now a special unit for this area. We started to recruit Ukrainian and Russian-speaking people to join our organization. That's one side, and we'll do this with all our heart, but in a very professional way. We sent a letter to the Ministry of Aliyah and Klita and Integration, and also to the Jewish organization, to the Jewish agency, and we will be the leading organization helping the Olim in their job search. And we will do this very fast, because as a civil society organization, we don't need to deal with bureaucracy. We just decide and work, and we work fast and efficiently. And also in the long term, we are building direct financial aid for Ukrainians in need. And you need to understand that today the financial support that those Olim are getting, it ends after 6 months. So they will receive, it's called Sal Klita, they will receive a basket support, and also maybe some refugee support. It's not enough, and it will be ending after 6 months. But what will happen after the 6 months? And I think that we need to think also on the long term. So we are building, the short term, helping them in the health issues, in all the emotional support, but also the long term to help them to find a job and to integrate in the best way in Israel. And that's our strength, and that's what we're going to do. And by the way, we're not just talking about Ukrainian Jews or that they will arrive. You need to understand that Russian Olim and mostly all former Soviet Union countries, Jews living there, they see that they are in fear. They see that they are not living in a democracy, and they see that they want to come to Israel. When we are talking a few minutes before about what is the Global Center, they are having thousands of calls also from Russians that they want to come to Israel right now. They are also in a very, very difficult, very tough position. And the same goes to Belarusia, to Moldova, and of course, other countries. So now, I just want to move on a call for action. And this is not only an informative session, this is a call for actions for everyone that is listening and seeing this Zoom video. What you can do. So first of all, you can volunteer yourself in different fields according to the link that Limor that she will provide right now. You can see on the chat the link, so you can just click on the link and you can see many areas of things that you can do. So you can volunteer yourself, putting all your details, especially if you speak Ukrainian and Russian, but also English. It will be important. And you can see the most important issue is number 7, if you already click on it, where you can help. So first of all, you can help on career assistance that it will be to volunteer working with Gvahim directly, or you can volunteer yourself working on emotional support. It will be through Natal. As I mentioned before, Natal is the leading organization leading with post-trauma issues, and it will be working with Olim. But the problem is that they do not have enough social workers and psychologists and volunteers that are able to speak Russian or Ukrainian. So I mentioned that there will be two main areas to work together with Natal. One is it's a helpline, a hotline that you do not need to be a professional in the field, that you will be provided some training and you will be able to start right away. You need to do this everything through Gvahim. We will send, if you are just filling this form, tomorrow we will start to contact you to see how you can help, and we will contact you. We will put you in contact with all these organizations. And secondly, with Natal is these workshop groups that here we need professionals. So if you know any social worker or psychologist that they speak Russian or Ukrainian, please also send us through this link. The third one is, as we mentioned before, to volunteer at the Global Center in Jerusalem. I just need to say a few words about it. As I mentioned, they're in a total chaos, total collapsing, and we need Russian speakers and Ukrainian speakers immediately to volunteer in Jerusalem. The issue is that you cannot do this online. You need to be physically in Jerusalem. It's a call center inside Jerusalem in Kiryat Moriah. You will have a very short train to work with them, and you will start immediately. The Jewish agency can provide you with some place where you can sleep if you don't have, and if you need help with transport, let us know, and of course we will help on that matter. By the way, this Global Center is working nonstop 24/7, so it will work also on Friday and Shabbat, because we're talking about Pikuach Nefesh. So this is a hotline, this is a call center that will work 24/7. Other possibilities to help, it will be visiting families. Most of the Olim, they're putting them in hotels along the country, and more to come. We're working already together with a place in Beersheba, and when we will see, I will ask people that they can go to places and visit families. That's the reason why we put here, where do you live? So maybe you live in the south, or maybe you live in the north or in the center, so it will be more easy for you to visit families and just be with them. I mean, those families are alone right now. So they need some support, and they need to feel that they are not alone. And I believe that all our human heart and all our Jewish values are here to just provide them with love. I believe that that's what they need. I will, if you can assist us with the financial support, I will talk a little bit more about it, but please check that if you can do. Help you with children. Maybe there are some, mothers that they are coming here without their father, and they need some help with their other children. So we will connect you with special organizations that they're dealing with, or to invite to Shabbat dinner, or maybe you have another idea. So please put it here, okay? Number 8 is, where do you live? So please submit it. As I mentioned before, this Zoom meeting is being recorded. So please, after that, Limor will share you the link for those people that weren't able to make it today and they want to help. And the last point that I want to tell you is that we are looking also for financial contributions. And I'm not ashamed to ask this directly, because in order to provide all the support that I mentioned during the last half hour, we need money, we need resources, we need people to give them financial support, to give them this, provide them this mental support, to try to recruit ourselves right now with people that will help them to find the proper jobs. So we are working on this, but we need your help. So you can see, Limor, if you can put, you already put the link if you want to donate right now. So this is a credit card, Gvahim fund, special fund. But we have other two possibilities. If you want to donate directly to the Gvahim bank account, you can do it in Israel. And if you can put just the link to our Donate Now webpage, we have a banner on our website where you can donate now, and we are explaining how to donate. And if you want to donate or send to your friends that are in the US, you can do this also, and this is also deductible to taxes both in Israel and both in the US. We're working on other countries to make this deductible. This will come very, very soon. So this is the call for action. I think as Shay mentioned before, we are living in a very historic moment right now, and we cannot be, passive. We, especially as the Jewish people, will remember what we have been through, and this is the time where we need to be very active and to help our brothers and sisters. Just before we start our questions, I just want to thank all Gvahim team members that are completely, in this campaign on top of all their work. So I can see your faces. I'm going to mention all of you. You know that I love with all my heart, and you're doing, a very brave and very amazing. So I'm proud of all of one of you, and I'm proud of very, very much of for all our Gvahim board members. They are putting all their effort, they are putting all their money, their resources, their contacts also to build this campaign. We are having every morning, we build kind of situation room, and we are meeting every morning. Sometimes more than once a day, according to the needs, just to help those people. So now it's time to act. Thank you very much for your time, and please let's go, Limor, if you can help me just with the questions.
Yes, no problem. So we'll go from the back to the front because so it's more relevant. Elizabeth asks, is NATO and Natal looking only for Russian and Ukrainian speakers or also Hebrew English speakers?
No, now they have enough Hebrew and English speakers. So now the main effort, and tomorrow they will do also, they will send me the exact details, but they are looking especially now for Ukrainian and Russian speakers right now. It's the most urgent issue.
And actually two great questions from Katya. One is from, I know a lot of people who come are grown-ups with teenage kids. It will be difficult for them to adjust. What can be done to help them professionally? We do not want those highly skilled people to come and waste their careers as it was for many 30 years ago, right?
Yeah, Katya, you are completely right. So you need to understand that we cannot provide all the solutions, but we will help them to start their job search. And I think that together we will be able to, within several months, to bring them into the labor market. You need to understand that, first of all, this is not a regular aliyah, right? This is a kind of refugee forced aliyah. And they need to learn Hebrew. and they will learn Hebrew on the hotels, okay, on the ulpanim, improvised ulpanim in the hotels. And there, I think they will be more in their job search. I think this will happen within 2-3 months. So it will be very, very important to be there.
Another question that Katya said was, I'd like to learn about Gvahim's initiative to support the upcoming Aliyah from Russia and Belarus. People run from there as well. Yeah. So what will be done to support them and help adjust in Israel?
That's a great question. I think that I also mentioned that Aliyah from Russia and Belarus and other former Soviet countries, they are coming. According to the last, statistic, we're talking something about 100,000 Olim coming from all the former Soviet countries, and they will need our assistance, of course, and we will provide it. Now we are centralizing on Ukraine Aliyah because this is much more urgent because there are suffering from the war. But of course, we will also provide for Russian, Belarusians, and all other Olim.
Another question from Michael. What collaboration initiatives does Gvahim have to bring Israeli companies to this effort? I can see how they can help with observing workers and providing volunteers or even financial support.
Sure. Great question. Thank you, Michael. We have a meeting yesterday with Amdocs, and they're with us. We want to build together with them special job board that we already have at Gvahim. We have the Gvahim special network that we will be doing this together with Amdocs. Many other companies will also want to be on board. Tomorrow, we will be sending a call for action also to all our company partners, companies that they are working together with Gvahim. So they will be joining more and more forces. I just want to say that we're doing this in no time, okay? 2 weeks ago, nobody was speaking about the war. So we are doing this in the last, I would say, 5 days. So we're working with what's going on right now in a kind of emergency situation, but it will come more, no doubt about it.
Ali is asking, have you thought about involving large VCs in the effort of finding matching jobs for Ukrainian Russian Olim in their portfolio companies? I can help contacting a good number of those VCs.
So please do that, and please put yourself on the professional side on this application that we said. We need all, now is the strength of the community, of Gvahim's community. So all the contacts, all the networks that you can provide, we will centralize this, but we need all your help on this. So that's a great, opportunity to help Gvahim and to help Olim.
And another question from Jessica. What kind of help can I give online? I live in Carmiel. I was thinking about helping to the Global Center in English or Hebrew online. I can't move to another place, but want to help somehow.
Okay, so you cannot help with the Global Center because, as I mentioned before, it's impossible to do it online, but you can feel yourself. I don't know where exactly are going to be the places in the north where Olim are going to be placed, but once we will know, and I think we will find out very, very soon, within a week, so you will be, you can help them, going to the hotels and providing them with the possibilities that you may have, but we will know more in a few days.
I think that really is about it. I understand that Elizabeth Kogan would like to say a few words also.
Please. So I'm sorry I didn't present you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is our chairwoman. She's doing an amazing work. She's part of this emergency campaign. And please, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Juan. First of all, for setting up this evening. It's so great to see these 62 people who want to help. I just want to say, from my perspective, we must make sure that these Olim will feel welcome. We must make sure that they will feel at home when they come to Israel. And we must learn from what happened in the 90s, where I think many of the Olim coming from Russia and Ukraine didn't feel welcome. And so that's the mindset, I'm sure we all have in this group, but I think that's the mindset that we need to pass to the people. When we speak with people, we must make them feel at home. And I really feel that's part of our duty. One more thing I would like to add on top of what Juan and Limor put in the questionnaire is that if you know of families who already arrived and they are in need, please let us know, because at the moment it's not yet very clear where they are going to be. Some in hotels, some in Merkazi Klita, some with friends, some in hotels, some in kibbutzim. It's a big balagan. And so you need to just take into account, it's not that we have a very clear channel where the Minister of Aliyah or someone gets to tell us these are the Olim, they need help. So if you know people, families, Merkazi Klita, and you see that they need help, please let the Gvahim team know. We will make sure that we and the Gvahim team and the amazing Gvahim community will be there to help. And I just want, as the last word, I just really want to thank Juan. Juan has been working on that 24/7 since the beginning of the war. I think our message here is that we want to be here from day one, but also we also want to be here on day 60 and on day 100 when nobody will be there to welcome them at the airport and to have the amazing pictures with the politicians to show that the politicians are there. We are not politicians. We have to make sure we are there also for the 10th plate and 20th plate. And I think that's really where Gvahim will be there. This Gvahim exists for 16 years. Gvahim is committed to the Aliyah. Gvahim will be there for them also in the mid and long term. So it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. We have to be ready for the marathon. And really, really, Juan, to your small team that is always so dedicated and ready to adjust, I really want to say a huge thanks, and let's make sure we are ready for the marathon.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. We have one more question, Juan, from Misha. I didn't see yours. Will be mobilization and organize of lawyers? Most of refugees from post-Soviet countries are coming like tourists. They need to pass first step fast as it is possible.
So all the people that are coming with lawyers, accountants, engineers, civil engineers, and others, they need to pass some bureaucratic issues. We will be able to help them and to provide them with information. Especially lawyers, it's very tough. It's very difficult. I don't want to just enter in deep on that, but we will do our best to help them and to connect them, so they will fit with their profession. That's what we're doing at Gvahim. We're seeing all Olim not as a liability, as an asset. I truly believe that if you can see Aliyah, that is one of the main reasons why we are the startup nation is because of the Aliyah that came in the early 90s, because they came, a lot of highly skilled people. We are in a very different positions. We are a much more strong country, and we are in truly need for all these professions, and we will do our best, and we know how to do this. And that's the reason why I think this will be a huge opportunity for Israel.
Okay, that's about it in regards to the questions.
Okay, so thank you very much for being with us, for all your time. Please spread the word. Please spread our link, both also the volunteer side and also the financial support. If they want to hear more about Gvahim, you can send them our link. We will try to provide them. It's impossible, to talk to each other, to any one of you, but thank you for your time. And now it's time for action. So let's act now. Thank you so much and have a good night.